Hey, everybody. How do I unmute y'all?
I'm unmuted.
Oh,
Can you hear me?
I can. Okay. Yay.
We have to do it on our end.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll just wait a little bit longer since I said it technically starts at 9. But let's see. I see Mindy. I see Tracy, Christy, Andrea. I don't know who iPad 56 is. So if you want to unmute and say hey and let me know who you are, that'd be great.
Oh, I was early.
It's all good. I know 9 o'clock is so late. I'm like, I was like, I'm gonna fall asleep before this, but
No,
if that's the time that works for everybody, we're doing it.
yeah, for me for sure. 9 o'clock. It's like we get out of
So,
all the kids' rooms by like 8:30, and so just get downstairs and.
I'm like, we finished our second workout and at like 8:36. So I was running outside at 8:36 and did something.
You got it.
I hope I don't look like death.
No, at least you're doing it. I ain't doing nothing. I got to start doing something.
75 hard. All right. Hey, Tracy, how are you? You gotta unmute yourself. Oh, there we go.
I'm always a little slow doing that.
It's all good.
I'm doing good. It's 8 o'clock our time, so it's actually the perfect time for me.
I'm glad. Yeah, we had somebody that lives in New York that was like, that's just really late for me. I'm like, you can catch the replay. I'm sorry I let y'all pick, and this is what most people went with, so we're doing it.
Well, at least we were home, got our dinner, got everything cleaned up, put away, and daughter's in the shower getting ready for school tomorrow. And so
is she in person school?
She's still going to school. She goes to a life skill program, and so they're still meeting and going to class, so it's really good.
I think kids need that consistency.
They do, and it's been good for her, and good for mom.
Oh, this mama cannot wait until her kid is old enough to go to school, because having 2 at home all the time, oh my goodness.
It's a handful, huh?
Yes. Hey, Janine, how are you? And let's see, we have a couple more. Oh, I see Barbara. Hey, Barbara. Okay.
It's so good to see your face.
Well, we are going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to try to go through this semi-fast, but slow enough to understand. If you have any questions throughout any of it, just unmute yourself and ask the question. And we'll just kind of go like that. The beginning slides are just going to be informational based, but then there will be a part where you'll need to get your piece of paper out and your planner out. So make sure you have a piece of paper, a planner, and a writing utensil with you, okay? So I'm gonna do this right. Theory, there we go. Can y'all see my screen? Okay.
Yes.
Hello. View. How do you view it like a... I really should know how to do these things before I get on. Here we go. Okay, so we are talking about the time management matrix. For y'all that don't know what it is there's 4 quadrants that your time is divided into, and this kind of explains where your time goes and how to use it. It is got by a guy named Stephen Covey, and it's the book where he originally talks about it is The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. If you've never read the book, you totally should read the book. It's fantastic. And that's kind of where this comes from. And it's a kind of an interesting way of looking at how you spend your time. So this is the quadrants. Like I said, there's 4 quadrants, and they're kind of divided by quadrant 1 and 3 being urgent, and 2 and 4 being not urgent, and 1 and 2 being important, and 3 and 4 being not important. We're going to go through each of the 4 quadrants in more detail. And as you can see under it, explains what each quadrant is, but like I said, we'll go into more detail. So quadrant 1 is your crisis quadrant. It is when things come up that you can't predict, or when you're planning your life at a day-to-day basis, where everything is like, I need to get it done now, and you're not planning ahead, you're not thinking ahead, you're just thinking about the here and now. What happens though is that quadrant 1 can be super consuming. The longer that you're focusing on quadrant 1 tasks, the more consuming it is, and therefore the longer you're in quadrant 1. And then because quadrant 1 and being in that crisis mode constantly, it stresses you out and it burns you out, that you end up spending the rest of your time in quadrant 4, which is the time wasting one. So you're essentially not getting as productive as you should be in your life. So you're constantly in crisis mode, and then once your body burns out, you go into time wasting mode. So that is why being in crisis mode is not always the best. There will be times that you can't prevent crisis mode, but there are things that you can do to prevent crises from coming up. So preventative stuff, and we'll get to that in just a little bit. So that's quadrant 1. We're gonna skip quadrant 2 and go to quadrant 3. So people often spend time in quadrant 3 thinking that they are doing urgent and important matters when they're really not important matters. They're matters that can be delegated. But the reason why they spend so much time here is because they think that it's important, but it's important because of other people's expectations, not yours. So every one of us has our priorities: family, work, church, whatever your priorities are. But the tasks typically in quadrant 3 are someone else's priorities that they put onto you. So you think they're important, but when you take a step back and look at your priorities, they're not important. Therefore, you're spending all this time thinking that you're getting these things done that are important, and they end up not being important. These are tasks that you can delegate to family members or other people in your job, or things like that. So an example would be like a house chore, doing the dishes. I can teach my daughter to do the dishes. I can delegate that job to her, and that can be her job. It needs to get done, but it's not an important job that you have to do. You can delegate that job. But when it comes to delegating, you want to make sure that you are truly delegating and not go for delegating. So this means that you teach them the correct way to do it, and you help them take ownership and responsibility of it. You giving them the outcome that needs to be I'm so sorry. The outcome that needs to happen, but you are kind of helping them come up with the way to do it and how to do it, and so the outcome that you need is done. Go for delegating is where you tell them step by step how to do it, and it doesn't leave them much responsibility to like learn it. Therefore, you're constantly going to keep having to go for them. So it's not really delegating, because you're still having to be there telling them how to do things step by step. And then we're going to go to quadrant 4. Like I said, this is a time waster. This is where we often go when we get overwhelmed by quadrant 1 and quadrant 3, by the crisis modes, that we get tired and we go to time waster. An example of this is, say you've had a long day and you're going to do a quick post in your VIP group, and somehow you end up scrolling on Facebook for an hour. That is your quadrant 4. That is your time waster. These are should be cut out completely, but you know, obviously we're all going to scroll through Facebook at sometimes. But if you get yourself out of those crisis modes in 1 and 3 and put yourself in quadrant 2, which we're going to talk about next, this will be less likely to happen as often. Okay. So now we're going to quadrant 2. So this is the scheduling quadrant. This is the heart of effective personal management. It deals with long-term planning, preventative maintenance, and preparation. So this is the quadrant that I told you if we plan ahead and think about those preventative measures, we're less likely to be in crisis mode. We're less likely to have to go to those things. So an example is we have to plan oil changes for our car or routine maintenance for our car, getting our tires rotated for our car. If we don't plan those, our car is going to break down. We're going to be in crisis mode. So having those planned out ahead of time is a good way to make sure that you don't go into that crisis mode. So the more that you're planning and being consistent in your planning, the less likely you are going to be in crisis mode. Now, at the beginning, you're going to have those crisis issues because you haven't been planning this way, or maybe you have and you're already perfect at it. I'm not yet. But the more that you plan and you're consistent and trying to be in quadrant 2, the less likely you're going to be in quadrant 1. And these tasks, if you're sitting here going, I wonder what kind of tasks go here, these are often the tasks that you know you need to do, but you don't do them. So for example, in our business, if we're trying to get new team members, we know that we should be messaging new people and introducing the business to them, but you may not be doing this on a consistent basis. So that's something that would kind of go into the quadrant 2. Okay, so now that you know about the quadrants and why quadrant 2 is so important, we're gonna talk about how to become a quadrant 2 self-manager and how to schedule that out. So this is where you're gonna need your piece of paper. Okay, and the next several slides, I've already kind of done what I'm asking you to do. So what you'll see on the screen is mine. Okay, so we're going to go to this one. So step 1 is to identify your roles. So what roles are important to you right now or that you do on a daily basis? And I'll give y'all a couple minutes to write that. And when you're done, kind of give me a quick thumbs up just so I can kind of gauge how much time we need. Okay, got you, Tracy. Got you, Andrea. Got you, Kelly. Got you, Wendy. Got you, Kimberly. Mindy, good. Okay. So now what you're going to do is you're going to step 2 is selecting your goals. So for each of these tasks, you're going to select 2 to 3 goals. But this is only the goals that you want to accomplish in a week period. So we're planning out a week. So it's what you want to get done in a week period in each of those roles. And if you have questions, please feel free to unmute yourself and ask them. And these can be simple goals. These can be things that you're already doing. It can be consistently posting in your VIP group. It can be one of mine is cooking dinner every night. I do that. But it's still a goal of mine to not be lazy and go out to eat. So I put it on my planner still. So they can be things that you're already doing. And go ahead and give me a thumbs up when y'all are good. Gotcha, Catherine. Gotcha, Janine. I really didn't even know that there was a thumbs up button, so that's pretty cool. Gotcha, Mindy. Gotcha, Andrea. Gotcha, Kimberly. Gotcha, Wendy. Okay. Gotcha, Barbara. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to the next step. And the next step, we're not going to be able to finish it online because I think we'd be sitting here for a minute. But step 3 is to schedule your goals. So each of your goals, you're going to schedule it out. So if you have a planner, this is where you write them. So for example, if one of your goals was to have a Facebook party, schedule where you would do your Facebook parties. For example, I always do mine on Wednesday. So I block my Wednesday nights out for Facebook parties. Say one of your goals is to read personal development every single day. Find a time every day that you're going to read the personal development, or at least around that time. And try to schedule it out to where every one of your goals is within that week. So how I start mine is I start with the things that not that I cannot control, but the things that are more set in stone, like my daughter's gymnastics, my workout classes that I like to do. Those are set schedules that are based on other people. So I start with those on my calendar, and then I work in what I have left. One second. Oh. I'm coming right. It's okay. Sorry, y'all. She needed the bathroom light on. So does anybody have any questions or have anything that they need or more explanation? This helps.
It's kind of daunting when you kind of look at it like this.
You think it's daunting? It's definitely a different approach. But I think that the more that you do it, the easier it will get. I've been doing this now since the beginning of January, and I feel like I work more efficiently and more effectively.
Mm-hmm. So do you schedule like a week out at a time, or?
Yes. So I do a week out, and on the next slide, you'll actually see my calendar.
Okay.
So I do a week out. You don't want to plan too far in advance, but I do plan a week out. So it's Sunday. I actually do Sunday through Saturday. Do you want to say hi to everybody? Okay. Go finish watching your movie.
I don't want to.
I'm sorry, I gotta finish this, okay? Okay. I'm almost done. Okay. I love you. Okay. And like I said, I know that this one's gonna take a minute to do. So we're gonna just go on to the next slide, and then we're gonna open for questions at the end, and you can continue working on this. Please continue to work on this. And I will talk about why it's important for you to finish this at the end, okay? I'm gonna get back here. Okay, so step 4 is adapting, daily adapting. So when you wake up each morning, have your coffee, whatever your morning routine is, you want to make sure that you spend time looking at your calendar and going, okay, were there any crises that came up that are worth me changing my schedule to adapt those crises? And that goes back to, are you adapting for somebody else's priorities or your priorities? So every day you look at your calendar, like I said, crises will come up. You cannot control that. They're going to happen. So the key is to make sure that you are only incorporating the ones that really need to be incorporated, delegating the ones that aren't important, and not putting the ones in that are time wasters. So each day you wake up, or whatever you do in the morning, look at your calendar, spend time looking at it, seeing if you need to change it, edit it, because there will be edits that need to be made. Just make sure that the edits that you make align with your priorities, and then begin your day. And yes, this is my legit real calendar with my bad handwriting and scribble all over it. And there we go. We're done with that. I'm going to stop the screen share, get back onto the main thing, and I'm going to briefly open it for questions. So does anybody have any questions or comments or anything about this? Nobody wants to talk to me?
I don't
I
have
have
any
a question.
questions, but I
I'm
like
sorry.
it. It's okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
No, you're good. So it's super fun. And if you can buy a planner that is like this, if this is something that you're interested in. There's planners that you can buy that have like the grid breakdown and stuff on the sides. But if you don't want to buy a planner, I have the PDF for this one, which is the one that I use. I don't know if I'm showing you the whole thing. So it has your roles here, your actions here, and then your breakdown here, and you can write your main tasks here. And then what I think is super cool is at the bottom, it has a way for you to like calculate how much time you change. So if you stay true to your calendar completely, you're 100% in quadrant 2, but everything that you add, you determine what quadrant it's in and determine how much time you are spending in each category. And I think it's kind of interesting because when I first started it, I swear to y'all, it was like 90% of my time in quadrant 1, like 90, because every day I would get up and be like, oh yeah, I forgot I need to do this and this and this and this. And so then I out calculated it and my quadrant 1 was like 90%. And I was like, what the heck am I doing? But now that I'm getting used to writing everything down on it, I'm getting a lot better and I'm a lot more in quadrant 2. And I'm actually seeing my quadrant 4 go down significantly. So these are fun. And if y'all want me to post this in our group, I will.
Yes, please do.
Yeah, if you can attach that or something, like a blank copy or something.
Yes, I will post it. It's blank and I just print it and fill it out.
Nice.
But like I said, if it is something that you like and you want to keep doing it and you don't want to print it all the time, there are planners that have this that you can buy.
Is there a
What's the
title for it?
planner?
Do what?
Yeah.
Is there a title
the
for it? Like,
planner?
where would I look?
I'm sorry.
I literally type in Stephen Covey planner.
Can you spell
Okay.
Covey?
It is
Covey.
Steven with PH.
and
Thank you.
Kelly, are you still on? Because me and her were talking about this, and I think that she said that there was a company, Frank.
Yes, I'm here. There's a company, I think it's still available, Franklin Planner, and it's the same system. Covey and Hiram Smith created it. So the Franklin Planner, just like Ben Franklin, or look under Covey. And Tracy may know this too, my sister. Say what? Oh, it's called Franklin Covey.
Okay, yeah, both their names, literally.
Yeah.
So,
Franklin Covey, and they have all kinds of day planners, and they're really great.
So there you go. I was like, I knew we talked about it. I was like, I know she's gonna know the name.
I missed the first few minutes, Avery. Are you going to be able to post the quadrants?
Yes, I can post the quadrants. This whole recording will be posted.
Okay.
But I will post a picture. Probably won't happen tonight because girl,
No worries.
it's an hour past my bedtime. I'm going to post I'll post this thing tomorrow and the quadrant
Okay.
tomorrow on our team page along with the recording.
Awesome. Thanks, girl.
No problem.
Hi, I see a lot of advertisements for planners for specific to network marketing. Do any of you use those, or do you recommend any?
So I have purchased the one, oh my gosh, and of course I'm drawing a blank as to what it's called. It's the other direct sales company.
Was it called Truly or something like that? Because I got
Yeah.
one too. Truly.
Yes. Riley, I need you to get out of my room right now. Thank you. Go get your daddy. Yes, ma'am. And they have like inserts that you can buy for direct sales, and I have found those to be beneficial. But a lot of the other ones that I'm seeing for direct sales, their inserts are great, but they don't have enough of that insert, in my opinion. So they'll have like party planning and it'll be 2 pages. But we know in our business, we plan more than 2 parties in an entire year. So I haven't found one that I absolutely love. I do love the inserts of, isn't it Tula?
True Love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have like team building inserts and stuff like that. So it's specific towards that part. But I wouldn't buy their whole planner system, just buy that insert. In my opinion. Everybody else would feel differently.
Okay, you and Kelly talk way too fast. What
I'm
was the
sorry.
name of the planner?
Hold on. It's Tula, I think. I'm gonna double check that. Hold on. It is, to spell it, make sure I spell it right. Yeah, it is Tula, like Tula,
Okay.
and then XII.
Okay. We'll Google it.
And it's another direct sales company, so you're supporting someone, you know, local. Does anybody have any other questions?
I love your time management training. And you said you're going to post this, right? So other people can watch and we can watch again?
Yes, it just probably won't happen tonight because it takes a minute for it to load and then I have to upload it to YouTube and that takes a minute. And so it probably won't happen until tomorrow.
No problem. No problem.
Yeah, thanks for doing this.
And then
No
you're
problem.
are we doing this weekly or are we going to do it monthly?
I'm going to try to do it monthly. I don't want to bite more than I can chew to say more than monthly.
Yeah.
And I'm going to, if you have a suggestion of what you're wanting to see training on, please feel free to let me know, message me privately. But I do want to gear our trainings towards things that aren't readily available in the app or in the back office, because there's plenty that is in the back office about how to host a party or color 10 and stuff like that. So I want things that are going to help you with your business that aren't necessarily Color Street, because this applies to any part of your life, right? Like this is planning your life, not just Color Street stuff. So that's kind of what I'm going to gear my trainings around. So if anybody has any suggestions or anything that they want to see, please don't hesitate to message me. So we have 9 more minutes. So what I wanted to tell y'all is every day. So this, I'm hoping that you're planning out like your next week, either starting Sunday or starting Monday. If you know that's the last week of our month too. So if your Color Street goals should be, you know, aligning with BQing if you're not there yet. But I'm going to post for y'all a daily post of how did your calendar go, and be honest. Be like, I had to add crisis today, or it went smooth, or I was able to follow it. Whatever it is, just comment it. And I'm going to pick a random giveaway at the end. So the more days that you comment and interact with those, the more likely you are to be in the giveaway. So this is just kind of a way for me to hold y'all accountable, to try to get y'all used to this routine.
Can you post the PowerPoint as well?
Yeah, I can post the PowerPoint as well. Yep. So let me write all that I'm posting. Hold on. The calendar template.
Put it in your planner.
Do what?
Put it in the planner.
This isn't my planner, actually. This is style. Template. What else? PowerPoint. Y'all, if I don't write it down, I'm a lost hot mess. This video and the quadrants, right?
Yep.
Okay. Am I missing
Amy,
anything?
that was so helpful because I'm a planner person and but I end up writing everything down and I get so overwhelmed with my to-do list. I don't get anything done. And so I really like how you broke it out by our roles and only taking a few tasks of each one and not trying to, be perfect overnight. Just working on being better every day.
Yeah, exactly. And things will become routine that they're not going to be on your calendar anymore. And I also, that's one of the things that kind of a to-do list, when you wake up and make a to-do list every day, that's keeping you in crisis mode. It's things that I have to get done today. They're urgent that I get done today. So when you're planning out your whole week, you're taking out the urgency of it. You're like, I know I need to get this done and I have this many days to do it. So it's not urgent anymore.
I like that. It was very helpful mindset to change of, not to take the to-do list because that's too overwhelming, but to break it out for the whole week and then start over to the next week.
Yes.
You get
that is the key to start over though.
Yeah, but I like that. I like the idea that I can manage a week at a time and then next week I can take on another week. So I think that was a really great kind of mind shift for me because I am a planner. I use my planner a lot, but I hadn't broken it down this way. And I think it's kind of what I need at this phase in my life of working. So thanks a lot. That was good.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you. Anybody have any last minutes? We have 6 more minutes. So if anybody else has anything to say, now's your chance. Okay, well, before we go, I'm going to put everybody on the spot. Okay, and I'm going to call you out by name. So if y'all don't know, conference is July 10th through the 12th in Florida. I'm just throwing it out there. The 10th is my birthday, and I'm going to Florida without my children. So we're going to party.
Oh my God. Wait on, let me write this down. Hold on.
Hey, with Avery, big letters.
Yes. So when I call your name, we're going to do this fast because we have 5 minutes. I want you to tell me what rank you're going to be at conference. Okay. Tracy, you're first.
I'm working on becoming a team leader. I got a good team. So that's my next step.
Okay. Mindy.
Team leader. I have a ways to go.
Hey, and you can do it. Yeah. Okay. Wendy.
Senior stylist.
Hey, I love it. You're shooting for something, girl. Get it.
Girl, I don't know.
Hey, that's a good goal. We're gonna make it happen. Kelly.
Senior director.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Kimberly.
Executive director.
Get it, girl.
Yes.
Okay, Janine.
I'm right there in the middle.
Between?
Team leader, which I am. But by the end of the year, I want to be director.
Okay. I like it. I like it.
I'm right there.
Okay, let's see. Christy.
Executive director.
Woo!
Nice.
Okay, Catherine.
I'd like to be team leader.
Get it, girl. We're gonna have so many team leaders there. It's gonna be freaking awesome. Barbara.
Team leader.
Woo! Yes, I'm loving this. All the team leaders. Woohoo! Andrea.
Well, I'm new, so I'm still kind of learning all of the the role. So I
Andrea
just
love
joined
that you
joined.
hopped on
yesterday.
when you're new. So thank you.
Andrea joined yesterday, so
And you hopped on
kudos.
as great.
Hey,
Welcome.
New
Woo!
stylist
Welcome.
joined yesterday and on the call today. What do you call that?
Well, I'm saying that's like
Great.
room for like senior stylist team leader. We're going for it, right?
Yes.
Exactly.
All right.
Okay, and is it Josette? I don't want to pronounce your name wrong. Sorry if I did.
Just that is correct. My goal is to become senior stylist.
Get it,
I'm
girl?
not too far. I just need to get my recruits and I'll be all right.
We'll get it. We'll get you there.
Nice.
All
All
right.
right. Did I miss anybody? Because names are shifting like crazy. I think I got everybody. Okay. Well, we're going to end the meeting. Thank y'all all for coming. We will do another one in February. I already have a plan and I'm super excited about it.
Oh, wait a minute. You didn't say what your rank was going to be.
Oh,
I'm
Kimberly.
going to shoot for senior executive.
There we go. Talk to it. Talk to it.
Yep. It's going to happen.
Excellent.
So, yeah, that's what I'm shooting for.
Because we all support each other, so we have to know how to support each other. So you have to
Yeah.
call it.
Yeah, so senior executive, that's what I'm calling.
All right.
Yay.
All right, y'all. Well, y'all have a good night. And I will post all that stuff tomorrow. So
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye,
Bye,
Riley.
everybody.
Hi, Riley.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.